Here we go. Check 1, 2. Okay.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. If you like snow, I'm really, I had a little discussion with the Lord this morning because,
Hopefully he hears you.
well, I was watching, Craig posted, what's the Gant lady?
The Brenda Gant. or
Brenda
something?
Gant?
Yeah.
She was making a pineapple sandwich. What I say,
Like with bread?
Bread, mayonnaise, and cut up a pineapple
I love pineapple.
and put it on bread.
Not with bread.
With bread and mayonnaise. Now, this is why I'm upset.
Sounds mighty clear of her.
Because she had on a sweater and she says, yesterday, y'all got to see her. She's so, Craig just loves her. I don't know where he get the recipe, because I watched some folks yesterday that I was trying to get some recipes before I go live on this YouTube show I'm getting ready to do. And I said, well, I can doctor them up, but someone was just so horrible.
Horrible.
Not horrible.
I mean, it don't matter what you add to it. It was horrible. I watched the one. Let me get back to I digress. So she said, I got on this sweater, and because it was cold here, obviously she in the South. And then she says, oh, but spring is here today. I'm going to take off this sweater. I was like, God, I just got a question. Why do we got to get all of it? We can't make it to the Super Bowl.
Nope.
We got MVP though.
We got one person got MVP. Whoa! I wish I had one of them sound machines. I keep on saying I'm going to put it on here so that I would have gave you all the applause. MVP. Oh, ain't going to no Super Bowl.
We needed something.
Brenda Gann outside. It don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean nothing. The whole team ain't get it, but I'll take it. But she out there. Then Champ. I was watching. He came up in my feed yesterday. He outside on his motorcycle the other day. Josie. And then yesterday he out there cooking, looking like a Scotty steak on the flat grill. I just have a question, Lord. Can we get a Super Bowl? Can we get some money in the budget? Can we do Lord? We have suffered enough. We have suffered enough. I got a okay. So y'all know. Just call everybody because I got a counselor certified. Right? What is certified? What are you certified in?
A licensed therapist.
A licensed therapist.
Clinical therapist.
And you're gonna tell me the difference because I just call everybody the same thing. I've got a license that we need some therapy today. We're gonna be talking a little bit about this book about post-slavery syndrome. And I got some facts on it. I'm gonna have her. We're gonna do some decoding because in this time and age of Sunday morning, I'm preaching about DEI.
Oh, come on through here.
Oh yeah, because you know Jesus. Jesus was
the biggest D.
he was the biggest DEI promoter
That's what that MVP was last night, but I digress.
in history. He talks to a woman. I'm ready. Talks to a woman at the well, and she said, "Why you talking to me?"
That's it.
DEI.
I love it. I love that
Oh,
one.
I got something for you Sunday morning.
I mean, diversity.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Woo! Yeah, it's gonna preach. It's gonna preach. Might not shout, but it's gonna preach.
That's a good one.
We might not dance, but it's gonna preach.
So you saying make sure you're at the 8:30 because that's your
Yeah,
Dr.
8:30.
King sermon.
We know we gonna get it done. I can't promise nothing in that 10 and 11, but I can. But even with a bump,
Yeah.
I can get through a DEI.
Oh,
sermon.
yeah. Oh, I
can
could.
get through a DEI.
I
sermon.
know you could.
With a bump.
I know.
You hit boom, boom, boom. Yeah, diversity, equity,
Oh, absolutely.
inclusion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, just a random stat. You know, we talk about the breakdown of DEI. Do you not know the segment of people that have benefited the most of DEI is white women? But that's a complete digression.
Wow. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I know who not about to benefit from it right now. None of us.
None of us. I mean, you know.
Let me start out by saying thank you to the Honorable Chris Scanlon. Today, he's honoring the Pridgeon family at City Hall, but I had a scheduled funeral, and then we had the show, so I'm not there, but my daughter-in-law is there, the supervising judge of City Court, and also Craig
judge.
is there. Yep, but her really is the supervisor.
It's a really.
It really, really is. That's
No
her
idea.
job, is she's the supervising judge. And also my son. So I do want to say thank you for honoring us during Black History Month. We're going to be talking about a lot today. The question on the table is.
Wait, I got one question. I'm sorry.
What?
Does that mean y'all Black History because you're being honored for Black
Maybe
history?
they saying
Your time is up.
your time is up. We're going to put y'all in history.
You are history.
You are history.
You can
but,
never
but,
come
but,
back again.
But let me help
Got it.
anybody who think that
Don't
we
ever
done.
come
as long as there is breath in this body, as long as that sanctuary over there is over there, and as long as I'm always going to have a voice,
Always.
and I'm always going to have an opinion, and
Always.
it will not stop because I'm not elected. And as a matter of fact, it gets to be ratcheted up a little bit. And I did use the word ratchet.
I do like ratchet.
I did use the word ratchet.
And it's appropriate.
On purpose.
It's appropriate. I'm
Now, because these United States of America, they losing their mind, and some of these Karens out here getting more and more emboldened,
Yes, they
and
are.
thinking that they could talk to you in your way and all that. Now, listen,
On the floor of Congress.
you-
On the floor of Congress.
I'm gonna need therapy in a minute right now.
It's not just Karen.
So we're gonna be talking about that.
And Billy.
You said it's what?
Karen
Karen and Billy.
Karen and Billy. Oh, I didn't know that. You knew the phrase Billy.
Somebody
You did?
else-
I didn't.
I just coined it. I just coined it the other day.
And I agree with you.
Oh, so Billy is like the male
The
Karen.
white man, yeah.
Oh, because we just say we call everybody Karen.
Yeah.
So you got to call them Billies.
That's why, that's
All
what
right.
I'm going with.
I'm just
Support my
saying,
statement.
don't get too emboldened. Don't. Listen. Target. So I want to hear in the comments. I want to read in the comments. So many across the country, Al Sharpton,
Yep.
Jamal Bryant, other civic leaders are saying, because Target, just so y'all know, it's not, let's not go to Target because we ain't going to Target. Now, I ain't a big Target person anyway, to be very honest with you, because they ain't got a whole lot of stuff in there to me.
They cost too much.
They co-
I
they-
can't afford them.
I'm Walmart. I'm Walmart. And if Kmart was still open, I'm Kmart.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And do you know Radio Shack is still open?
Where?
It's still
it's not.
operating?
What?
Where?
Where?
Whoa.
I promise you,
You know,
there
is some
are
churches
hundreds
keeping them in
of
business
Radio
somewhere in the
Shacks
world?
still open.
In the South?
Yes.
In the
you-
South?
They're all over. No, because I watched the YouTube yesterday,
gotta be
and then I looked it up.
I don't believe it.
There are, yes, and you can still order offline from Radio Shack.
TV radio.
Not believe.
You know to look it up.
don't
Go
know
ahead.
that.
Go ahead and look it up. So, whether I mean, I'm not. I Target. I go in there. I got that little 10% off. But by the time you look at the prices,
It was
so
10% off 300. That wasn't
right, 10%. That probably would have cost. So they are stepping back. Am I right or wrong? Y'all think I come to this show and don't do my research, and I know all these ninjas out here gonna fact check everything I say?
Whole website.
Yes, they have a
Radio
website
Shack.
and still have stores operating.
And they had the nerve to say Love Shack?
Radio Shack batteries are still out there.
They still got
Yes,
that PV.
the first sound system I bought here.
Everyone did was
Every
Radio Shack.
church did. Radio Shack was made possible.
Terry
by a black
and
church.
I went to Radio Shack on a Saturday and installed it Saturday night. Wires were still all over. But when I say I had my little mic, please. So anyway, so DEI was rolled back with Target. And so now there's this national boycott. The stock is going down. It is. So it is being affected in some ways. Costco said we sticking with it.
Yep.
So Costco is coming to Western New York. Cannot wait.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Oh,
That was just
You
a
could get
rumor.
everything.
You
at
did what?
Costco.
I wasn't sure if that was just a rumor.
no, it's the
Okay,
truth. The
okay.
Costco is on the way. They're building the building up there.
I love Costco.
Yeah, see, I've never been when I go to Florida. There is a Costco, but it's too far away from me. So I found At Home in Florida. That's where I first went. So when At Home
Oh,
came,
At Home. Oh,
I was as happy
Now,
about At Home
yeah.
as I was about Krispy Kreme. When Krispy Kreme came here,
sir, you preaching today.
listen, when Crispy,
Preaching today.
I was eating crispy like crispy, and I was skinny boy then. I wasn't fat back then.
Yeah.
I'm still going to eat some crispy because I can go right up
I was
to
going
the.
to say, don't let that light be on.
So my question is, are you? Janetta Reed says she love her some Target.
I agree with you, Janetta. Thank you.
You like Target. So
I just
will
need
you
to get a
will you
closet.
participate in the boycott?
So the only concern that I have are those black vendors that are still there. So if I were to go, I haven't stepped foot in a Target since I'd already my last purchase.
Really?
Were some.
I was there
bookshelves.
last week. I forgot.
The,
Not I forgot.
I ain't gonna tell y'all.
It's
No,
an honesty for me.
the last items I purchased were bookshelves because I was redoing this room to make it a closet. 'Cause you know the DIY closet. And
Oh, DIY, not DEI. See, I get all confused. All these
it
numbers.
is a DIY and
Okay.
DIY.
As long as it's those three letters
It
and
was
not the
both-
other ones coming.
Right. Oh, Lord
Right.
Jesus, no.
DIE closet.
But some of the some people are still selling products there, and I like they have a contract. I still want them to make their money.
Okay,
out of
let's
those
talk
places.
about
So,
that.
Like,
Right. I had the same feeling.
Tell me, let's be specific. Who?
so like I like the lip bar.
Okay, that's black.
Yeah.
Oh, the lip bar.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Her lip bar. They lips
I
are-
like Kaleidoscope hair
Kaleidoscope.
products.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
brat.
so by targeting, but I'm sure it's available in other places. You probably could go on the lipbar.com or something.
You can, but if I want it right now.
Okay, so are you saying that?
But Tabitha Brown has her products in there.
Okay,
So I mean, I'm just thinking like through some, not all, because some of our products that I used to use all the time, Miss Jessie's is still there.
But-
I can get Miss Jessie's anywhere,
but
so that
I-
doesn't bother me.
so I was just listening to a talk show out of town, and they were talking about pausing before you buy and seeing is
It
this
is still
distributed
owned, right.
somewhere else by a black person.
100%. That I agree with. If we
Uh-huh.
can,
Uh-huh.
I don't have a problem with that, so I'll
Okay.
check. But if I can only get it in the city of Buffalo, one place, right then and there, and
Yeah.
I need it, then maybe. But I currently have
But
everything
let
I
me
need.
ask you this, because lip balm is not an emergency purchase.
No.
Come on,
I
it's
didn't
not
say-
like,
I didn't
oh,
say
my
I was
lip,
going there
my
today."
lips are chapped, and I need to get them today, so I'm going to Target. Why not pause? Why not look and see, is there a black vendor?
I currently have
Oh,
everything
yeah.
I need now. So I don't have to worry about it today.
Okay,
But when I think about other people who are actually selling their products, is this the only place that they have?
pull your
What
chair
will be
in.
the economic impact of us pulling
chairs
out
out there.
right away? So I'm okay with a pause and checking to see where they are. Not only that, but just because you were once owned by a black business doesn't mean that you still are. So like Mael, they do hair products.
oh, that's
They're
too
no-
much. It's too much
Yeah,
to
that's
figure
too much
out.
But we
research.
check this stuff out because once the product changed, people started losing their hair and everything. I don't mess.
But I think we have to have messaging better.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I think that we need, and especially, let me say this, and don't y'all get mad if your church don't do this. Every church is different. I just believe, for me, the church has a responsibility to help people navigate
I
through
agree.
this. And if we're going to do something, give people the real reason, and then utilize our economic power together to make change. So I am going to participate in information
Absolutely.
to members without forcing a member. I'm not going to say to True Bethel, I don't want to see nobody in Target, and then I forget,
And then I'm in there.
and I'm in it, right?
think you have to
But I
give
do
people
want to
grace,
educate people of what is being called on and why, in a way, because we got all kinds of members, but at the end of the day, it's about the education of our people.
And I completely agree. And Roland Martin did an outstanding job earlier this week, and he's saying like we can just keep calling for boycotts, but unless we actually have a plan or in educating people, like you said, to why we're boycotting, because again, we talk about the Montgomery bus boycott. It worked because they got organized. They knew when to put.
Right.
They knew when to find Rosa Parks. They knew when to put her on the bus.
Oh, strategic.
It was strategic. It wasn't just hey, stop shopping, because
Strategic.
we've tried to boycott Starbucks and a bunch of other places, and it's failed in 2 days. And this
So
that, and the
here-
other.
a
here's-
lot of times it's
Go ahead.
bandwagon behavior.
Yeah.
Not
Absolutely.
that you truly believe it in your heart and you want to make a difference. So that's the difference in today's world where it's all bandwagon behavior.
Let me. I know a lot of people know Leah Halton Pope, who's the majority leader of the councilwoman. Leah Halton Pope was a majority leader of the city council. Introduce who you are. I know everybody who knows me knows you, but so that the people who are watching know who you are.
I am Carolyn Kirkwood. I am the founder and owner of Kirkwood Therapy.
So we're going to talk about therapy because we need some therapy. So stay around. And I got Rob in the house who's got a new product at a new bank and giving away some money to people and all kinds of stuff. Let me go to Facebook real quick. He said, Janetta says, if Target closes down, I'll get on Temu.
So you might not.
So, dear heart,
You might
daughter,
not.
daughter, you might not because the tariffs on Temu.
No,
is-
listen,
they
we
ship from
we
China?
yeah. I was getting ready to say we.
They do have
China.
local.
They got a little local, but it's made in most
Only
of that stuff is
product- only,
made
like,
in
big
China.
Stuff is local.
Well, and that's the thing. We talked about it on this show, kind of jokingly, that
We-
the
we
tariffs.
did.
And you know what? And actually, when I sent it to you, I was on a site, and the site literally said, "Tariffs. The cost of tariffs are put on the customer."
It will.
Already,
Exactly.
already
That's
there.
always.
No,
So-
but I'm saying it's already on certain websites.
Sandra and Janetta are having conversation, and Janetta goes back and says, "No, we've been boycotting forever. If I want something, I'd still go to Amazon if they have those products."
And so now that gives me a whole nother point that I've also been debating, because we chose Target as kind of the easy
Target.
as the easy target. But Amazon and Walmart were one of the first two that
Yep.
got rid of their DEI. So for me, it's kind of like, well, why was Target the easy target?
I think that they had to figure out something.
Right.
You can't give up everything, and they knew. Now listen, let me say this: in Buffalo, I led a boycott with Reverend Gillison
Right.
years ago against the Walden Galleria. One of the people, and I just thought about it, I haven't seen him at the Buffalo News, so I don't know if he retired. One of the editors at the Buffalo News, who was black, would always say, "Oh, people still went to Galleria." Somebody who like us, like there
I
was
know
no
who you're talking
editorial,
about.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So one day I called him in the hall here. He was here for something, and I said, "I got a question. When we did the boycott of the Walden Galleria, did you go to the Boulevard Mall or Eastern Hills Mall to interview people to see if they went over there?" And he said, "I never did." I said, "Exactly. So you gave it from one side,
Right.
and so for these things to work, it takes more than just people saying, I'm not going over there
Absolutely.
and buy bath salt. It takes the media participate. Media is a big part.
Absolutely.
And now that we have internet, if we really, for real, knew how to use this internet to benefit us, we'd be dangerous people.
True.
We use this internet for entertainment and everything else, and not for education. And people, so they run. Somebody sent me, and there's no disrespect, they sent me a something to my text message that somebody has sent them about don't buy chicken from this place, these people, because Trump has cut back inspections. I did all of my research.
Yep.
And they said, "Could you please pass it on?" Did you get that?
I got the same
and I
thing.
text back and
Saying
said, "I'm not
somebody from
passing
the
this on."
CDC researched
Yes, you
it.
got the same. So you see how fast that traveled? But there's nothing in credible news.
Right.
There's nothing that I could find on the CDC's page, but we'll pass that on because somebody says pass it on. But the real information that we need, for instance, let me throw it out there.
Yep.
It's in the paper today. Sean Ryan and the state of New York they have money that's available.
The VRIP.
If you have a rental house
Yeah.
that is empty and you agree to rent it
They will
to
give you
a
money.
lower income for 10 years,
Yep.
there's up to $75,000
$75,000,
grant.
yep.
Let's pass that on.
Yeah.
So that grandma who's got a 2-story and she needs a water heater
I was getting ready to
and all
say,
that.
and again, as we talk about black wealth and black economy in our black neighborhoods, you still get mad at the other community coming to offer your grandmother 30 grand.
'cause-
Brady
and then-
Grand.
Let me help you. I agree. So if your grandmother has a 2-story, and a lot of people out there have, she can get
two-family
this
house.
grant. It didn't say you cannot rent it out to a family member.
No.
So let me
They
get
don't limit
this.
who you can rent
Will,
it to.
will you preach? We gotta teach our people. So let me get my upstairs done
Or
or,
how much you
downstairs
have to
done.
rent it for.
You can't go over a certain amount, right?
Yeah.
But it's still high.
It's still affordable, yeah.
It's still high.
Yep.
It's still $1,000 and something sometimes, depending.
It's still covering taxes. It's still covering the bills. It's still.
You can still keep it in the family is what we're trying to say.
We are dangerous if we knew that we were dangerous, but I agree with you. It has to be, and right now, because I'm not going to say this generation, I'm just going to say us don't trust us. So no matter where it comes from, I ain't going to do it because that Jamal Bryan said it. I ain't going to do it because that Al Sharpton said. Well, at least somebody's saying it.
At least somebody
And
doing something.
This is how I feel, because it's so easy to go like, I'm not going to follow that leader because of this, and I ain't going to follow. Okay, somebody gotta lead somewhere. And somebody gotta follow, and somebody gotta participate, or else everything that our forefathers, if we are silent in this period, shame on us. If the black church is silent during my 8:30, it went left. I didn't mean to. I ain't mean to Martin Luther King them at 8:30, but it was like the sermon was like, this is what we live in.
Absolutely.
A Jehoshaphat
Yes.
and Ahab, we live in it right now. So I can't bump every service, and I'm not giving the real deal, and that's why Sunday I'm dealing with DEI.
You have to.
I gotta deal with it because it's gonna affect us. I mean, I'm gonna bring Jesus in. I'm gonna bring the Holy Ghost in. I'm gonna bring God in because it's important because that's our pattern as believers.
Yep.
And right now, what we have is a nation that is trying to become. And don't get mad at me, white evangelicals and others it's like we want to rule the narrative
Yep.
of what religion should be. So you have these people with mega churches who get up in their pulpit, talk bad about black folks, and the black people ought to be. Really?
Yep.
Is this what we're doing? I'm not going to do that. I want to be clear. I'm not participating in going against another Christian brother or sister.
Right.
I'm not participating in going against a Muslim. I'm not participating in going against a Jew. I'm not doing it.
Good. That's how
I'm not doing
we're
it.
supposed to be doing.
I don't believe that the United States should be talking about taking over Panama and that we should be talking about making the
Owning the
Palestinian
Gaza
state,
Strip.
the Gaza Strip into a Riviera. Do you know what the Riviera is? It's an exclusive vacation
spot.
place
I know.
for the wealthy. Anybody out there who didn't know what he was saying, what he said was, let's put them out. We're going to rebuild this to make it. Any of y'all friends ever been on vacation in the Riviera?
Yeah, no.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
I've never even looked at it. I'm scared to look at it and see what the place costs.
No,
A lot.
It's not for us.
not at all.
And so the disrespect of saying, move them out, we're going to rebuild it.
Out of a holy land, like we're not
Out
just we're not just talking about
Out of sacred
It's like
land.
taking them out of Mecca,
right.
removing Jews out of Jerusalem, removing Christians out of wherever.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, and I think, that's where I'm like, as soon as I heard it, I just was immediately like, well, Jesus, Matthew 24 is like starting to.
That's exactly what I
It's starting to line up because now when you want to
It's
take the
real.
baby
Wow.
country, the baby
It's-
country of the world,
Yeah.
and say, oh, we just going to go into this century-old battle
And just take it. We're going to clean it up. Forget. So
Who do you think you are?
what's the difference between a therapist and a counselor?
So it's really just credentials.
Okay.
A counselor is more of like a paraprofessional.
Okay.
Or like a student intern.
Okay.
And then a therapist has a postgraduate license.
Okay.
Postgraduate degree and a postgraduate license.
Okay, so you are a therapist. You went to
Yes.
school. You didn't got all these had to pass all these tests.
Yes.
What kind of therapy do you do? Is it all of it?
Yep, I do all of it.
Okay.
I do substance abuse and eating disorders. My absolute favorite thing to do is family therapy.
Wow.
Restoring families,
Yeah.
restoring black families is very, very important to me, near and dear to my heart. So doing marriage counseling or, working with different family sets, whether it's a father and a daughter or two parents and whatever.
Yeah.
I love doing all the things.
Now let's talk about this because it's Buffalo. It's tiny Buffalo, and are you accepting insurances?
Yeah,
yet?
absolutely.
Oh, you got the insurances now.
Yes.
So if you got Medicare, Medicaid, any of that?
Yep, I have Medicare. I'm working on Medicaid.
See, I don't know the difference, but I will soon. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Very soon.
That's the difference right,
Right.
there. That you'll know soon.
Okay.
Is that Medicare is usually for either disabled or people that are 65 and older.
Okay.
So that's Medicare.
Okay.
Medicaid is typically low income families.
Okay.
Any age.
Okay.
So sometimes the older population might have Medicaid and Medicare.
So let me talk about the practicalities of this. So if somebody sought you for counseling and they have insurance, do they have to go to a medical doctor first before they can come see you?
Nope. I do diagnosing and all that.
So they can just call you
Yep, they can call me.
and just come in.
Absolutely.
And do most insurance cover the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start right now. Let me
hold
on. Let me give you my card right now because I got some issues.
Wow.
You'll have your typical copay, whatever your plan,
Right.
So
I didn't know that you could just call a therapist straight up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're educating.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, I thought I had to go to my doctor
And get a
and be in
referral.
there like I'm really depressed.
Nope.
I could just call you directly.
Nope, you'll go right to my website at kirkwoodfamtherapy.com. And there is a form there that you'll fill out to say, I want therapy. It'll come right to my phone, and I'll respond to you. And the process
Shut
will go from
up.
there. Yep, or you could just call the office.
Can we send some of these kids over here? It's
So, yes.
a lot of kids that need it.
So
They
I do
do.
telehealth, which is like virtual sessions. That's just a fancy word for
And you
seeing
do
a
that.
therapist.
Now, that means you do that all over the United States.
Yep. So, well, I'm licensed in New York State.
Okay, all over the state.
Yeah, all
okay.
over the state.
Okay.
Yes. So I see kiddos starting at 10 years old. It's hard for me to connect with the littles on telehealth. But I see people, I think my oldest client, he's 82.
Wow.
And then this little girl that I see is 10.
Wow.
So anywhere in that range.
So I want to put that out there because honest, and I'm not being funny, I really didn't know that you could call a licensed therapist directly.
Yeah.
That's how I got mine.
And just, I didn't know. Now, let's talk about the something that always concerns me about this for me personally. And it's the station, I'm coming over in 2 minutes, and we come back. We'll talk about this post-traumatic slave syndrome with our therapist. And we're going to be talking about, with our majority leader, when we come back, about Bray Miller and the payment of Bray Miller. Confidentiality. So I'm always afraid about, I would, just to be honest, I'd be like, well, I'm not going over there because she know this and she know this person, and I don't want my business, my heart being poured out. Talk to me about that.
So confidentiality is huge, and it is against the law for a therapist or any medical professional to talk about you. So that's the one thing that you don't have to worry about. If I
What
saw
happens
you in
if it
public,
does?
let's just say you was my client. If I saw you at Tops, I truly would walk right by you and text you and apologize because I don't know you.
Okay.
So I wouldn't, and not to be rude, walk
Right.
right past you, but I truly don't know you.
Right.
I've never seen you before ever.
Right.
So that's not the type of thing that I could ever acknowledge.
But what's the punishment? Because I'm going to tell you this.
So the punishment varies, but it
Coming
could
forward.
include incarceration.
And that's what I've never seen. So
it can
when
include
and I don't think
incarceration.
she'll mind me sharing it because I was very public about it. When a person sent me all of Monique's medical records in the mail, and they did get fired. But like at one point, the union was like, "Oh, she said you wanted what? Like, are you kidding me?" Right, the medical records come in the mail. At the end of the day, she did get dismissed, but there was no punishment.
No, she should have been
And
in jail.
there was no punishment that occurred that
Was
we
there no
know.
punishment that was public?
It was no.
Because of
the punishment was she got
Fired.
terminated.
So the thing is, because of confidentiality, the termination is probably public, but the punishment, because of her confidentiality now, is probably private.
Well, I think once you break the law, it ain't no more private. You break the law.
You just told my business
Right.
to the world.
I told yours.
No, I'm
No,
saying.
I was about to
she
say.
said-
Let me
no,
back
no,
up.
no,
What did I
No,
say?
but I'm saying if you shared my personal health business with somebody,
Right.
a third party, what do you mean that's not public? I
I want it to be public.
I want it to be in the paper, and then she did this, and this who she married to,
Yep.
and then I heard about,
And
she
it
going to
wasn't
jail
even
tomorrow at
anything.
3
It was
o'clock.
just appointments. Like, but you didn't. What was the reason for you sending me? And then their name was on the bottom, like it was like printed by. That's how we caught up with it because I was getting all these random things in the mail. So I'm coming back, but I want to. We're going to talk about this post-traumatic slave. First, when we come back, we're going to talk about what you've been doing with Bray Miller. You already know where I'm at with it. We'll see if you got something coming up. All right, we'll see if we can get that in, and we're going to try to do it all. I'm coming over to the station in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally, 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll free, 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
So I see Dawn on here saying what happened. They did what with. So Dawn, that was years and years ago. That wasn't
Like, don't
that
go
didn't
fight
just
somebody
happen,
now.
Right? That didn't just happen
Right?
with the medical records. That was about 10 years ago, a decade ago. We haven't had any other that. So don't.
Police now.
Right?
I'm
No.
coming for
Yeah.
'em.
It's okay. We lived through it. So there's this thing called. No, let me go to Bray Miller, and then we're gonna come to pro-slave traumatic syndrome. Bray Miller, where you at? What's up? Now, for those of you who don't remember, Bray Miller got a loan from the city while I was elected. I was not a supporter of it until I could get millions of dollars for businesses on the east side, and then I supported it, but I only supported it with the caveat that if they did not make it, that they had to repay the loan.
Right.
The loan, they didn't make it, as I said that they would not make it, and now the loan is due, and there's a question in Bureau specifically, which distributes the money, but it's still taxpayer money, of whether they're going to have to pay it back or not. And
Right.
it is in your district, in the Ellicott district. What's your position?
First, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for doing that.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it. So my position is they should pay their money back. There was a loan committee meeting yesterday, and there was no decision made. Bureau has asked for another month to have their finance director look over the records of Stuart Green to determine whether or not they should.
They've been looking over the records, but go ahead.
Exactly. So it was a waste of time. I mean, you knew that they were going to not make it in November.
Yeah.
You knew what the requirements were. They had to stay open for 2 years. They
Yep.
clearly did not
Yep.
stay open for 2 years. You knew that you didn't intend to make them pay it back because you said it in a press conference, meaning the acting mayor did. And now they want to use it for another opportunity for a police station. And currently, we're waiting for a decision from the loan committee on that $561,000. And I have the lease agreement tabled because I'm not going to allow it to just be a police station.
Because there's a lease agreement in front of the council
It's currently tabled. It's been tabled for about a month and a half now.
for the city to utilize the space.
To use a portion of the space, the back part of the space, for B District. B District has some sewer and some,
Okay.
and some infrastructure issues. So my question,
I have a question.
I
Now,
got
I've been
plenty.
there. We got another building downtown, the police headquarters.
Funny.
That B district is
Yeah.
only right around the corner from.
around the corner.
That B district should be able to move in
Thought so.
and not incur. See, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Let me tell you what I'm thinking like. I'm thinking like a citizen whose freaking taxes just went up. That's what I'm thinking like.
And
So
going
at
up
the
again.
end of the day, why can't they go over to that
Funny,
location?
you should ask. I asked the same thing on the floor. Well, can they fit into headquarters?
And by the way, none of this was planned. I didn't
No.
even know you were going to be here, so this wasn't a setup.
No, it's not.
But I did read today about your remarks.
So the question was, can they just move into police headquarters? No, there's not enough space. We need 100 cars. And this is all public. You can go back to the very first finance committee meeting where it was said, we need to park at least 100 cars. We have this amount of people that are there. And I'm like, there's no space at all in police headquarters? No, we don't have enough space for it. Okay. So what are you going to do at Bray Miller? Well, do you need the whole area? No, we only need the back portion.
So so what are we going to do with the front portion if the police are in the back portion and you got police cars that are taking up the parking lot? So now I can't open up another, I don't care what it is, another food place that maybe sells little pepper instead of big peppers like this. And that's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. You can go get a big 7-Eleven. It's better than what we had.
No question about it. So there's a couple of things that I know of from conversations with Bureau, real estate, and police. In fact, unfortunately, the last meeting I had with all three, I met with the representative for police because Gramalia was in the process of being
Well, retiring.
retiring or being retired.
Okay.
So, in that meeting and on the floor, I asked, can we use this? Can we use it for dual purposes at least?
Right.
And at the first conversation, it was said, no, we can't. It can't be used for both.
So then you're going to use the back of it just for police?
Well, they've since changed that mindset because it's kind of hard to argue that when you have E-District, that's a community center and a police station.
Right.
So there is precedence to use it for dual purposes. So my question was, can we in the interim, because Evans Bank has to approve the uses for anything.
I got to use
I do too.
because I got to move out of here in Easter to redo my my sanctuary,
We
and we got to
could.
cram down in Swan.
You're not gonna get a lot of people.
Can I? I want to lease it. Is the lease going up? Because
It's only $1.
You're right.
it's only $1.
That's what the lease agreement is for Buffalo Police. So for $1
Okay.
for 1 year, because
Okay.
they only need it for a certain amount of time. so my
ain't no
question
RFP?
was,
Nothing.
No RFP.
no, they didn't do anything.
RFQ?
Nope.
Can I mean, because we could. I can see where we could put the pulpit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd leave the kitchen for repasses.
Absolutely. Or maybe
we're gonna be out for 9
Or
months.
like you said,
Not
maybe
big
we
enough.
just have it for the repasses.
Or
and-
just
and-
have it
and
for.
Y'all would have 5 minutes. We would not be able to fit there. I'm a member of True Bethel.
Yes, we would.
No, we would not.
make
Just
it work.
as well as we gonna fit
Well,
on
that's
Swan.
why.
Well, that's fair. Never mind. I stand corrected.
We'll make it work.
However,
We'll make it work.
so the question was, can we get a vendor like someplace that can do fresh fruits and
Yeah.
vegetables? And for example, like an Allison Dahoney or somebody
Yeah.
else that can provide food for individuals in the interim, and maybe using someplace like Feedmore as well, that can also provide dry goods for the community. The question that we have, though, is because it's also police, and if it's separate, you do have some people, especially in this climate right now, that are severely concerned about, if I come in, is ICE coming in after me, and am I going to be shipped out? And so this is why we have to have a conversation tomorrow. I need you to tell these people what the
Oh, right. So you
thoughts
have
are.
a meeting coming up.
I do,
Come on,
tomorrow.
tell the people about it because you got a lot of people saying stuff on social media. Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow there's a community meeting at 1:30. It's at the Buffalo Central Library, right in the auditorium, and we're going to discuss it. I want to hear from you. I'm going to let them share.
1:30 in the afternoon?
1:30 in the afternoon, not in
Okay.
the morning.
Oh, tomorrow's Saturday.
Tomorrow
oh,
is
yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
1:30 in the afternoon. I really want to hear from those who live there. Downtown Library.
Downtown Library. That's
right?
the point. Yep.
Central Library, right at on the Clinton Street side. Just go through that door. There will be staff to let people in. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions.
You going to have some coffee or something there? No? All right.
Buffalo.
I ain't coming.
We broke. I'll bring you some coffee.
No, I ain't coming
Buffalo
nowhere.
Police will be there. Real estate will be there. Of course, I'll be there, and I will share what the plans are, how we got to this point. I can't answer the loan committee issues because we don't have anything until March 6th.
And I think that I commend you on doing that. It's what you should be doing, especially if something is big. I want to be clear. Let me say this for the record. I have no problem with Stewart. Great guy.
That's not
I
personal.
like Stewart. He thought I didn't like him or what. He was asking people, why doesn't he like me? This is not Stewart. Please. Please don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Because here's the deal.
It's not personal.
Here's how I feel. Everybody else who got a loan has to repay it if they don't do so. I don't think it's fair to arbitrarily say, oh, but for this one,
Right.
you don't have to pay,
Like-
and
That's
we're
my
going to give you
only
money.
concern.
I know it's only $1, but we're going to keep this building rolled because this is what you got to understand. When the building is empty, somebody's got to maintain it. Somebody's got to insure it. So now we're going to take on the responsibility of this building, but that doesn't happen for anybody else.
Never.
There were several businesses that struggled during the pandemic. And unfortunately, because people lost their lives, the benefit was to the city of Buffalo that we got all of this extra money that helped them. We didn't help other private businesses that went down. We wouldn't be helping Kirkland's Family Therapy
Right.
if she went.
Kirkwood.
Thank you. Family Therapy.
They're gonna
if
remember
they
it now.
went down, we wouldn't
Yeah.
have been able to do that.
Right.
And if you make an agreement with somebody and you say that they have to stay open for 2 years,
Yes.
and they did honor a portion of it, but not all of it.
Yep.
Clearly not all of it.
Yep.
So why are we not requiring that they pay their money back? And oh, by the way, Buffalo Police Department, you wouldn't even have this as an option had we made them honor the agreement to stay open to the end of this year.
I just think it in some way, and we're gonna come back. I got to get to this while I got you. Maybe once in a while you could be a guest by YouTube, by Zoom, and all that kind of stuff. All right, I really would like that. I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Oh no, it should benefit. That $500,000
It could go somewhere
should be
else.
reinvested to benefit other
Absolutely.
businesses,
Yes.
or even to incentivize a new business to go into there. And at the end of the day, like I said, this isn't personal. It's just what's right. And we, I mean, this is what we're going through. So meeting tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
1:30.
1:30. Why 1:30? That's too hard. Next time, do it on an hour, please. I'm going to forget.
I'm sorry.
And I'm going to show up at 2:15
Well,
because I'm going
then-
to be in counseling.
Is that 1:30? Because I had other things.
This is
in the
how
morning.
I'm going to get on. I'm going to be like, I'm going to just change my voice. Hello. I
What
got
is
some
happening?
issues. I got issues.
And
Don't
somebody's
try to
gonna
say I'm
agree
such a
with
big kid. I got some issues.
You do. You
And
really
I
do.
need to talk about it. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a theoretical framework developed by Dr. Joy DeGruy to explain the psychological and behavioral patterns observed in African American communities as a result of multi-generational trauma stemming from slavery and ongoing oppression. PTSS is defined as a condition that exists when a population has experienced multi-generational trauma resulting from centuries of slavery. Key components are multi-generational trauma combined with ongoing oppression. 2, absence of opportunities to heal or access societal benefits. And 3, resulting, I think this is too heavy. For right now, I only got 15 minutes. Vacant, so here's some of the manifestations of it.
Okay.
Vacant esteem, insufficient development of primary esteem, leading to feelings of hopelessness and depression. 2, marked propensity for anger and violence, extreme suspicion of others' motivations, and potential for violence.
Sounds like every urban city.
And 3, racist socialization, internalized racism, learned helplessness. Is that deep?
That's huge.
How about this? Because I want to give this an hour. We schedule. So there is a book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to order the book it is called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome.
Is it on Amazon?
Yes, it's on Amazon.
Yeah, I must-
So, and then let's
I was
let's
getting
give
ready-
each other,
I was
let's
getting
like
ready to
3
say,
weeks.
Let's order it, get it, so everyone kind of is
Right.
discussing the book. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
is that fair? And then we bring you back on, and even other therapists who are out there, because I didn't know we had so many therapists in True Bethel until we were having the mental health thing, and then it got canceled because of the weather. And we really had members like a little upset, like, why didn't I get asked? And I was like, I didn't know what you did. But I want to have that forum. We definitely are rescheduling that forum for True Bethel, and I know you were invited, and we want to make sure. But I think on air, let's target this because this is deep.
Yeah, like I said, that sounds like every urban city that's dealt with this on some level. I mean, of course, even in some of the issues when you got to the last target down south, that's a suitcase to unpack right there.
So I want to do that, and we'll have you on. Rob, real quick, what you got? What you got going on? Okay, we got to move quick. Time. I got like 11 minutes. What you got, bro?
Well, I'm doing my first home buyers seminar
Okay.
at Cross Nation Church
Okay.
on tomorrow
Okay.
from 12 to 3. The most important part to me is not the home buying, but more the credit repair part to get
Okay.
you prepared for home buying.
Okay.
So, yes, and it's open to the public
Okay. What time?
from 12 to 3.
12 to 3, 550 Genesee Street, Cross Nation Church. This is through Northwest Bank, where you're now employed.
Yes.
What's your job there now?
Regional Vice President of Community Lending.
What does that mean?
I take care of my whole community when it comes to their grants, when it comes to their lending, when it comes to trying to help them get funds and things of that nature.
$2.
All right. Tomorrow, 12 to 3, Cross Nations Church, 550 Genesee, credit repair, loan programs. Even if your credit is jacked up, go over there and learn how you can
Even if
repair.
your credit is jacked up, please come over because we did partner with Belmont. So
Okay.
there is free credit repair out there. You don't have to go pay somebody off the internet $1,500 to fix your $1,000 credit.
That's good. That's good right there. So tomorrow, hosted by Northwest Bank, join Rob Cornelius, the Northwest Bank Community Lending Officer. Keep hanging around.
So hold on
Go ahead.
because while we were on that post-traumatic slave syndrome, Queen Doyle commented. She says she actually has the film post-traumatic slave syndrome. She was going to show it as part of her film series.
There's a film? That's easier.
Yeah,
Hold
so,
on,
so
hold
she
on.
said, watch my column for the date that she's going
All
to
right,
show it. But
and
yeah,
then-
we got to put the name of the actual film on
where
there.
we
yeah.
could get it, because I
That's really
I
good.
watch a movie any
I'll
day.
read a book though.
Listen,
I'll read,
you know
I wanna
me-
read it.
So I started reading a book
Me
the
and
other
a
day
documentary is-
called Black Boy, and it's an old book. It's from
think I've
like
heard of it, yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
pages are even, but it's a good book because I decided I need to read. I'm
Yeah.
tired
It's a
of
good book.
plopping my behind down for entertainment, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to read anything deep. I wanted to read something that took me into another. Is that healthy?
Yeah.
Come on, talk to me, therapist. You my
I
new
mean,
free
you-
therapist.
You can have my intro to accounting book if you want. To
I don't
read.
want to. I hate accounting.
Oh, okay.
That's why I hire accountants.
Here's
Here's the question: will you be participating in the boycott? And on social media, I know there's a time delay, but tell me, will you be participating in boycotting Target?
probably so.
So you're gonna stay out of Target?
Probably. I mean, like I said, Target's not a big thing. You know, honestly, I feel
If
like
it was a big thing, if they had picked Amazon, would you have done it? Ooh, everybody in here, everybody in the place said, "Ooh."
no, because I got some stuff coming from Amazon
Minute, we gotta
this
talk.
week.
Look, even they're talking about we gotta talk. We gotta talk.
Oh, wait a minute.
So you said what, Rob? You get your beer annoyed.
Beard oil.
Oh, I thought you said your beer and oil. I'm like, bruh,
This is a Christian.
I ain't know that they sold beard oil. Okay, Target might have been the right target then. Now on some
I think
radio,
it's easy. It was the easiest. I think.
okay, some radio shows they're suggesting that February, being Black History Month, should be FUBU February. For us, by
us.
like
I was getting ready to say,
yeah,
I didn't know
to
FUBU
buy-
was still open.
to buy as much from Black business. So, I made a commitment on social media to every day to put up, the good of my day. I failed miserably because it just got away from me. I am going to promote, after listening to another show, I am going to promote Black businesses locally.
Yeah.
Brown
And I'm
bag,
just
she
going to
has
pick
good
stuff and just put it up on my
Yeah.
page and encourage people. And I don't even need to go there. So I'm letting you know right now, I'm not a big inbox person. People will inbox me like, can you do a funeral? Don't do that. Don't do
No.
I'm not that guy on Facebook. But if the most, I want to at least put up a Black business. And today I'm promoting yours.
I was going
We're
to say,
promoting yours.
would it be easier if they just tagged you on Facebook?
I don't look at tags.
Oh, okay.
So I never look at tags. They would have to inbox me.
Okay.
That's a miracle. Like when I first got reconnected,
Yeah.
it was through an inbox, and I didn't realize I was working for Obama's
Right,
campaign.
right.
The fact that he responded was a
Yeah,
miracle.
I don't
And it
don't,
would
and I
never
do no
happen
tags.
again.
I do no tags. So if you tag me, I will
Okay.
never ever see it. But I want to promote, and I encourage everybody out there. Spend this month when you're talking about Black history, you're talking about, spend this month promoting Black folks.
I was going to say, maybe not a tag. Just put up a post and pin it, and then they can just
Yeah,
comment
pin
on the
it.
post.
There
so
it
we
is.
can do it that way.
So I got to think of what we gonna hashtag this. But at
Yep.
the end of the day, I'm okay with the FUBU hashtag, but I want to let's put out those positive vibes and help one another, because I don't want to hear just in December about
Kwanzaa.
Kuki Jakalia
Yeah.
and all that, and then and cooperative, and then we don't do anything. It just stops
Well,
after
You're right.
And you know what's crazy? So last night I couldn't sleep, so I was watching Nightcap. They were live from the Super Bowl, and it was Shannon Sharp, Ocho Cinco, and Deion Sanders and Master P, because they were in New Orleans, were on there. And if I could have clipped this whole segment, Master P was doing, no pun intended, a masterful job of talking about what we have to do to help each other.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no one on this stage, and he pointed to the audience. He was like, we're not up here jealous of y'all. We want you to succeed.
Right.
Absolutely.
He was like, so my whole job, he was like, when you look at the Kellogg's, everyone thinks of Kellogg's cornflakes. He was like, but that was the family name.
Yeah.
He was like, when you look at certain things, they name them after the family, so you create that generational
Right.
wealth. He was like, so that's why my company, after I did my music, was called Miller Food, because so my family can continue.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
always about this, continuing the generational wealth. But he also said the biggest struggle we have, as we always talk about, is ourselves. He was like, and they all talk about it. Even Dion said, Dion said, we get hurt the most because the people we try to help,
he preaching.
are the first ones.
I said that
are
a
the
million
first ones
times.
that break us down. And Dion said, he was like, everyone who's come on stage is talking about what I'm doing in Colorado. He was like, but when I look in the stands, 95% of the people don't look like me.
Well, and one of the problems, I just started an LLC not too long ago for a venture. I didn't put it in my name. I
Right.
couldn't put it in my name because I know us.
Yes.
I
Tear it all the
know
way down.
us.
Tear it
So
all the way down.
the name is something that I ain't even going to mention it on air ever because at the end of the day, I know us and I know how we treat us. And that's why I really want to have Carolyn come back and talk about this. There's a lot of people, people are aware on this show. You mentioned about Mother Doyle. Veronica Ivy says, in the book by Joy DeGruy, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, she talks a lot about her time spent in Africa. Africa changed my life. Now, I wanted to take another group back this year, but we got to build a sanctuary. So I ain't want them to go like, do we give 1,000 here? Or do we got to wait. But it changed my life. It literally,
I want to go.
it made me ashamed of what I did not know. I'm posting something this week. I was watching something on YouTube about this king that arrived at the inauguration of the new president. He arrives on his own plane.
Wow.
He's got on African gear. His wife, when I say Miss walked out of that thing, she had that hat on.
Yeah.
And it was just regal. Because what do we say mostly? We come from kings and queens.
Right.
We are still kings and queens. And I did not realize that until I went to Africa. And I suggest to anybody, now I went to Israel twice. I'm glad I went to Israel twice because I understand this Bible so much more. But I wish I'd have went to Africa when I was younger. I encourage everybody out there. I don't care what part you go to, put your foot on the sands of the motherland.
Yeah.
And see your people who are kings today. When that joker drove up and he had a plane like Trump's and he got off that plane, and I'm like, I don't think that our young people, because I didn't even realize it, and I was 59 years old when I went. At the end of the day, it was like, oh, shucks. You go to a village where there's a king now, and it might not have been a huge village, but he's a king.
Yeah.
We still caught up on being bishops and apostles and prophets, and I got it. But at the end of the day, we better know who we are as a black people. Because if we don't know who we are as a black people, we will forever be suffering from this syndrome.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take some time. We're going to do a whole show
Yeah.
with you. Tell them again how to get in touch with you, and because people are asking online right now.
So if you're interested in therapy, go to my website at kirkwoodfamtherapy.com. You can also follow me on social. Carolyn V. Kirkwood is my handles on Facebook and Instagram, or just call the office, 716-808-1730.
Oh, yeah, Missy got an office. And
Call
everything.
the office. I like it. I love it.
And I'm just going to say this, big ups to you and your husband and the success that you are experiencing in your life now and forever.
Thank you.
Because it is so important what you all are doing and what you all are putting in the atmosphere. And I agree. I mean, black love is a real thing. And thank you for continuing to promote it. Ina Johnson says there's a schedule of places that are being targeted, ring targeted for boycott. Target, Walmart, oh Lord, Amazon, Lord, Walmart, February to October. Oh, what? Whoa. Now, let's do 30 days. I'm fast for 30 days.
I was getting ready to say, we got to slow that down.
We have to be strategic about how we do these things.
why I was
Because
saying
it's
it's
hurting
bandwagon
people.
behavior.
Some
Yeah.
people
Right.
can't
Just,
afford to just drop off.
Yeah.
And we don't own our own toilet paper businesses
Right.
that we know of.
Right.
We don't own our own paper towels. People have children.
Right.
You got to find a way to
I mean, you go to the
boycott.
dollar store, but they probably back
But then I end
DEI
up
too.
buying it 20 different ways, and it might be
And
coming
more expensive.
from these same places you're
Yeah.
boycotting.
What were you about to say, Mark?
I was getting ready. I forgot that whole 20 February to October. Yikes!
I'm just gonna say this: Dee Dee ain't participating.
DD ain't
Not that whole time. Not that whole time.
Not the pastor. D is not
Not
participating
that whole time.
from February to October. I know I'm gonna fail there.
I'm gonna forget. There's gonna be so much.
Let's stick to Target right now. Oh,
Yeah,
shoot. I can do Target for the month.
Let's see if we're successful with Target, and then we can. But I was going to say on the thing, I think after, like you said, give it time. I think we blow it up. I think that's a live show somewhere.
Yeah.
As far as what?
The post-traumatic slave syndrome.
I love that.
I think we.
What do you mean?
I think we do that somewhere where we can have a crowd, where we can call up like a Queen Doyle to a mic and really get the energy on that topic, and it's not just kind of us in a room.
All right, I'm with it. We can go right next door.
Yeah.
Go right, just invite about 10, 15 people who want to come. I'm with it. Listen, tomorrow 1:30 at the library, the discussion on Bray Miller, and then you get to see your council member and tell her about the tree that's in front of your house afterward and all that kind of stuff.
Sidewalks
and the
and all that
sidewalks.
stuff,
And 12 o'clock
Thanks.
to 3 o'clock, Northwest Bank, Cross Nations Church, 550 Genesee Street, Buffalo, New York. I say this sincerely, folks, as I throw it back over to the station. You know, we talked about therapy. Therapy is important, and many people need it. Whether you're going to Carolyn or whether you're going somewhere else, what you just learned today is you can get therapy and not even have to go to your provider. Don't hold it in. Don't be depressed. Don't even be lost out there and think you don't have anybody who you could talk to. It's not a sin, and I do believe that God honors it. Listen, Sunday, DEI at the True Bethel Church. Listen, I'm throwing it back over to the station. Thank you, Brian K. Lewis. I dreamt about Brian last night. He was going to do something. He's like, you want to go with me? I got to go pick up I was like, yes, I want to go. Brian K. Lewis Funeral
I was
Home.
going to say, that's a dream.
Yes, it's
that's
a dream.
reality.
It's a dream. Right. In your hour, in need, Brian K. Lewis and Hobson's, that doctor of dry cleaning. They're the ones you can see them if you're on social media. You see them on the thing behind me. And until next week, we say power to the people.